Okay, Alberta, if you're looking for some hope, I'm going to give it to you, so listen up. The two major cities, Calgary and Edmonton, have both avoided UCP aligned city councils and mayors. In Edmonton, Andrew Knack won pretty handily, and to me, this was very much expected. I live in Edmonton, and I know the people here. This city is as woke as they come. And there was just no way in hell, in my mind, that this city was going to elect the other guy who took probably almost $1 million in corporate money to fund his campaign. And Andrew proved something in his campaign that I think progressives across the country should take note of. He ran an honest campaign with clear messaging, and he was very realistic about what would come in the future if he was elected. He promised not to cut the services that Edmontonians rely on, but also said, we're not going to be able to cut your taxes if we want to keep those services. And that is clear, realistic messaging that people can understand. He also talked about kindness and helping the most vulnerable, and again was realistic at what the cost will be when it comes to helping the most vulnerable people. And what it really comes down to is that people can see through the BS. You cannot promise them that you're not going to cut any services and then say, but I'm also going to cut your taxes in half. Those two things do not go together. And clearly, there is a large group of people who just want someone to be honest with them. And we are seeing the problem with not being honest play out at the provincial level in Alberta. Low taxes are great, but the problem is our province is at a point where taxes are so low, in order to make that tax structure work and balance the budget, people are going to have to settle for little to no services at all. They're going to have to settle for lesser quality healthcare and lesser quality education for their kids. And the other alternative to that is privatization, where only people who make enough money are going to be able to afford healthcare and education and other services. Moving that aside, Edmonton also elected a pretty progressive city council. Now, when you go to Calgary, they elected Jeremy Farkas, who I was not the biggest fan of, but I will say this. He has marketed himself as a centrist/progressive, and I really hope that he lives up to that. And on the plus side, he was not one of the candidates that the far right in Alberta wanted to get elected, i.e. the UCP. Calgary City Council is also pretty progressive for the most part. And so what I'm saying is that you can breathe a little bit easier in this province knowing that mainly people in the two biggest cities are pretty progressive. And that should really give some hope to the NDP in this province, because they are the only viable alternative to getting rid of Danielle Smith and the UCP in this province. There was absolutely no big conservative movement in either of the biggest municipal elections, and that should make you happy, but it should not make you silent. It should make you even louder to try and get rid of the UCP.